will save any of you. None of you. And you're all to blame, although the boomers more than not. Let's go to the requests if you have requests. AssholeConsulting.com. Please eviscerate Stockton Rush. And so I like, well, who, why? Why would I eviscerate Stockton Rush? Poster boy of boomers on behalf of all hardworking, intelligent, conscientious, competent Gen Xers who have suffered boomers' enduring incompetence and arrogance. His mugshot says a lot. I just looked at the guy. I'm like, Corvette Club. That's all. I didn't know who. And I found out, oh, that's this guy. Yeah, I don't immediately have a hatred for the man. I have to judge him. But I looked, I'm like, yeah, mop of gray hair, probably has, calf socks and belongs to a Corvette Club. His mugshot says a lot, but it would give me great pleasure listening to your assessment. So I looked him up, and let's go to the Wikipedia. What? Your search Stockton Rush didn't match any documents. Did it not now, Google? Remember when Google was okay, we're just going Bing. We're just going to go Bing. Stockton. It's not that hard. It really isn't. Okay, and speaking of boomers, immediately the entire page is Wikipedia can't be sold. Well, yes, because you guys are like 83% truthful. Donate now so we can continue hating on Western civilization. All right. Stockton Rush the Third. Oh, so before, I'm not just going to go besmirch somebody without knowing. I said, look, I could do a Clary test. We can impartially take a look and then we'll do that. Because I just, oh, yeah, he's a total dick. I don't know. I've never met the guy. So here he's Richard Stockton Rush the Third. There's your first problem. I would never name my kid after myself. Never. I'm like, no. It's like having a hyphenated name. People are going to assume things, and they're probably going to be right. Born 62, died 23, was an American businessman and engineer, best known as the co-founder and chief executive of OceanGate, a deep-sea exploration company. After graduating from Princeton University, Rush worked for the McDonnell Douglas as a flight test engineer for the F-15 program. So then he must have majored in something worthwhile. It can't be all that bad. I mean, it majored in journalism, was going to go change the world. He later worked Blueview Technologies, Flight 2009, created OceanGate with Guillermo Solline, was the only founder at OceanGate after Solline's departure in 2013. I bet you Guillermo was happy. Rush, in 2023, Rush died along with 4 others on the Titan submersible implosion during an attempt to visit the wreck of the Titanic. Early life, here we go. No Wikipedia, I will not donate $275 until you stop letting leftists rewrite history. Richard Stockton Rush III, born into a wealthy family in San Francisco, California. March 1962, youngest of 5 children, born to Richard Stockton Rush Jr. and Ellen Nee Davies, mother native San Francisco, father born in Philadelphia, maternal grandfather businessman Ralph K. Davies, maternal grandmother Louise Davies, a philanthropist for the namesake of Chicago. Davies Symphony Hall, oh yeah, he came from money. Through his father, he was a descendant of 2 signers of the Declaration of Independence. As a child, Rush wanted to become an astronaut, the first person on Mars. Interest in aviatics and aquatics, began scuba diving at age 12. Yeah, he had money. I mean, we went swimming in lakes at 12. We didn't have no scuba gear. Became a commercial pilot at 18 years old. Oh, he had money shoved up his ass. His visual acuity disqualified him becoming a military aviator. Graduated from the Phillips Exeter Academy. Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. And received an MBA, brah, MBA, brah. University of California, Berkeley. Worked McDonnell Douglas, flight test engineer. I mean, he's got real world working experience. He majored in the right thing. He worked hard. He's entrepreneurial. He just had life kind of set on easy. Look, he's not the worst boomer. I don't think he's the epitomal boomer. The epitomal boomer is mom and dad paid for everything, or at least gave you a very stable life, right? The original participation trophy generation. And then, like, if I wanted like the worst epitomal boomer ever, you had to be like a hippie in there somewhere. You had to be like, come on, baby, light my fire. I'm gonna go to Woodstock. And then we fought against the nuclear power, man. Had a bunch of kids, got divorced. Or maybe, yeah, in that order. And then just lied. Now I don't know. We should probably have a boomer test. Like you have to have kids, you have to get divorced, you have to have been anti-Vietnam, and you have to have shirked your duties and then grow up until like the 80s. And then you also have had to have evidence of giving the absolute shittiest advice to your children. Also, I would say, and there's somewhere you would have to outsource your children to the daycare. This guy really doesn't fit it. About the only thing you could say is that he was born into wealth, probably was a little bit arrogant, and we're going to take this thing down to the deep sea dive. I don't know the guy personally, but this isn't the worst boomer I've ever ran into. Worked venture capitalist, San Francisco company, Peregrine Partners. Relocated to manage a company remote control technology based external airplane. Hobbyist scuba diver, Puget Sound. First excursion, British Columbia. Interested. Discovered there are fewer than 100 privately owned submarines. Studied submersible using blueprints provided to him by a U.S. Navy submarine commander. I mean, he knows everybody. And it's a very adventuresome life. I mean, he just goes from one thing to one thing to one thing. I wish I had rich parents too. But this doesn't make him a bad man so far. Rush discussed his attitude towards what he perceived as excessive safety precautions. You know, at some point, safety is just a pure waste. I mean, if you want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. At some point, you're going to take some risk, and it really is risk-reward question. I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules. Okay, yeah, well, no one's stopped them before. Personal life. Married pilot and teacher Wendy Hall, which they had 2 children in 1986. Wells, the maternal great-great-granddaughter of Isidore and Ida Blund. Who the fuck are these people? No one cares. Both of whom died in the sinking of the Titanic. She is the former director of Ocean Gate okay, so he didn't get divorced, it sounds like. Hang on. I honestly, Stockton Rush. Divorce. Not the Ocean Gate is married. Okay, so 2023. Here it is. Ocean Gate founder and CEO Stockton Rush is married to Wendy Rush. So they stayed married what? How many years is that? 23 minus 89? No, that's not right. I did that wrong. Okay, 11 plus 23. Guy stayed married to the same gal for 34 years? He can't be. Look, Aaron Cleary, king of the Gen Xers, deny. I judge, damn it. I judge, I rule. I hereby rule and decree. What's his name again? Stockton Rush. No matter how douchily named and no matter how much money he came from, he is not a boomer. I disqualify him. I renounce his boomer status. Now, I do not ascribe to him Gen X status. All right. He does not get promoted, but I am removing the boomer status from him. He cannot be a boomer. He did not get divorced. I know he may have been arrogant or wealthy or made some bad decisions, obviously. Married 34 years. Worked, has a degree in engineering. He isn't the epitomal boomer. Now, some aspects of, sure, maybe he is part of the Corvette Club, and maybe he did wear calf high socks. But I can't, not the empiricism, the data, the facts are in. He looks like he was married to one woman mostly his entire adult life. God almighty, he might spend time with his kids too. There's no way he could be a boomer. No way. He can't. Nope. What else? That's about it. That's about it. Sure, okay. Nepo baby, wealth, became a pilot at 18. Fine. A bit arrogant. Okay, but not a boomer. There are standards. There are qualifications to become a boomer. And he had none of them, or very few of them, and not enough of them. All right, there we go. Daniel Wolf, $2. Oh, and then I missed Sanjuro's super chat from the previous video for $2. Not having chicken armpit tendies is very sad. Okay. I know. Look, it's bad when you can't get your EBT finance chicken tendies and put them in your armpit. If you don't have that American birthright of putting government paid for chicken tendies in your armpit, then you aren't living. How do you let the Europeans and the second and third worlders know that we are American, we are number one, we have so much money, we can have our chicken tendies and put them in our armpits? All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.